So 1 week ago, I started an internship. Here's what happened. So for obvious reasons, I'm not going to name the company at which I had the internship with, but they're a fairly well-established clinic. Yeah, I got my first internship 1 week ago. It's been great. I'm a social media / marketing intern, and what that means is that during shoots and events, I basically get behind the scenes footage and things like that, and I handle some of their social media accounts. I write articles for their affiliate magazines, and yeah, I just do a lot of social media stuff, and it's very, I know it doesn't sound like much, but it's actually quite time consuming. But here are the 3 lessons I learned from actually having an internship. So, number 1, a lot of people are going to say, why do you have an internship? You're only 15, isn't that a bit too young? And you're being overambitious. Well, that might be true, but it's never a bad idea to get some experience. I mean, this isn't the field I want to go into. I kind of want to go into tech, possibly, I'm not sure, but I'm definitely not going to go into marketing, that's for sure. So why do it at all? Well, for one, it actually primes myself for the internships that I can take later on when people usually get internships, maybe just before uni or during uni, right? And just that bit of work experience and even a letter of recommendation possibly gives me the added edge to intern at somewhere much bigger and more relevant to my interests, like you know, the big ones like Google, Microsoft, even just slightly smaller companies but still well-established tech companies like Razer. You know, that's always a possibility, and just the smallest job can help you get that. You have to start from somewhere, basically, is what I'm saying. Number 2, work is hard. I know, like, as a kid, we all say, oh, I can't wait to grow up and do work, or at least that's what I used to say, because I hated school. I just hate school. I still do now. I don't think anyone likes school or would voluntarily go to school. I want to get a job as quickly as possible, be my own boss, yada yada yada, take my life into my hands, have a bit of freedom, but that's not how it works. In a job, you have a responsibility and a duty to your company to do the best you can, and there is a lot of pressure. Your boss is basically almost always watching over you. That's the pressure of failure, the work hours, which can be pretty intense, even for interns. A lot of internships are full-time, which means 9 to 5 or even longer. And today I had to come in for a really big shoot, and it was very tiring because last night I didn't get enough sleep and I had to wake up really early. And luckily I managed to go home at like 12:30, so like noonish, but I was still really tired, and if I had to stay till 5, I wouldn't have made it through the day at all. This just puts into perspective a lot, because we think school and jobs are very similar, but actually they're not. The entire idea is very different. When you're in school, you're doing it for yourself. When you're in a job, you think about other people. Number 3, getting a job really makes you question your abilities. It's like going to university. It makes you think that you're really, really, really dumb and incapable of even the simplest of things. But that's not true. I mean, obviously, maybe you're not the best at something, but that's the point. You have to go in and learn. And I know a lot of people say this, that you just have to go in and learn, and that it's a learning experience being an intern. But you really do have to believe it. I went into this internship thinking, oh, I'm tech savvy. I'm young, fresh, tech savvy. I can do social media, no problem. But it actually turned out to be a lot more challenging than I thought. And I got quite a bit of criticism, whether it was like my camera shots, or whether it's that I didn't take enough videos or something. It gets intense, and it gets to the point where you feel judged, and that can be pretty harsh. But that's okay, don't worry. We push through it. And the main thing to take away, to wrap this up, the main thing to take away from your internships is this. I'm just going to distill it down as concisely as possible. Number 1, you don't have to go into a field that you want to go into when you're older. You know, like I chose marketing because that's like pretty easy for an intern, but I want to go into tech or something related to that. Number 2, it's always a learning experience. Do not expect to be amazing, a prodigy, to be promoted, or even paid that much. It's all a learning experience. Internships are meant for experience, to prime you for bigger internships or even jobs. Number 3, get ready for criticism, okay? But don't take it to heart. Number 4, to get an internship, you have to put yourself out there. I mean, like, put yourself out there. I'm going to be addressing this in a future video on internships, but to really get an internship, you have to apply for so many other companies just to get one acceptance. I actually applied to close to 30 companies, and that's not even a lot. Loads of people apply to hundreds, right? And I made a resume, a CV for the first time. It was intense. There was a lot of rejections, a lot of outright rejections, a lot of calling me for an interview and then rejecting me. Luckily, I got this spot. That makes me extremely lucky. Don't be afraid to pull some strings where you can, as long as it's not hurting anyone. Don't be afraid to really put your achievements on the page. If you have any prizes, be sure to, just put it on there. Obviously, don't exaggerate them, of course. And lastly, going back to what I said about it being a learning experience, I don't just mean that in the way that, like, if you get criticism, that's okay. Obviously, you need to improve. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is you should go in there with a learning mindset, with a growth mindset. You're getting this internship to learn. You're getting this internship to learn about that field, but more importantly, to learn about what it means to be in a working environment, teamwork, social skills, interpersonal skills, what it feels like to work in a company and have all the responsibility. Having an internship just primes you. And that's really important. So, yeah. Good luck with your internships. Be willing to do whatever it takes. Be willing to maybe go in a field that's not related. And have fun. Don't forget to learn. See you guys in the next one.